Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a blessed day this morning. I had to get up and take Charlie to work, so I had a little bit of a early start. I woke up at 4:30 and could go back to sleep, and then I had to take him to work at a little bit after 6. So I ended up getting up and just going ahead and making him some breakfast and having a little bit of time to myself this morning, and got him off to work. And I don't have to be at work for a little while, so ended up just doing a little bit of yoga and meditating, and I had a message come through. So I wanted to share that with the collective that needs it. And I have my littles, I call my dogs the littles. You guys that follow me know Lily and Loki. So anyway, I'm babysitting Loki until I go to work, and my chair is right by a window, and they get to see out that window, and so sometimes they like to bark at things. So if you guys hear them, just get through it with me. They're my babies. I can't not have them in my reality. So I don't know what I'd do without them, actually. But anyway, you guys that love animals, you know. Anyway, um, I'm going to do a little energy clearing. I always do energy clearing before I start pulling my cards, but I want to just help you clear a little bit of your energy. That's one reason that I put the music in the background with I like these pictures that they have with the music. So it's just relaxing and calming, and the will you lay down? Sorry, the music itself um, is healing megahertz, so it kind of I keep that playing now in the background. I've got a um, Bluetooth speaker, and I played it actually last night while I listened to my meditations, and it just keeps the energy good, because right now we are all uh, well, for one thing, we've woken up to our powers and our abilities, and things that used to we didn't understand would make us sick because we didn't understand that we had these powers and abilities. We didn't know that we could feel these energies and how much they affected us. But now we do understand that, and so we have to protect ourselves. And that's kind of what this reading is about too, the message that came through to me. So I'm doing more of the self-protection and raising my vibration and focusing on keeping that vibration level high and acknowledging energies for what they are. Uh, I no longer make excuses for people, and if they show me who they are, I accept it. And if it doesn't fit in with my reality, I walk away. And um, when you do that, it may hurt at the time. You may feel like you're alone, but it will save you so much grief over time, because if you invest in that energy anyway, all that energy is going to do is pull your energy down. You might raise that energy up just a little bit, but what you need to understand is people get comfortable in their own energies, and when you try to raise someone else's vibration and they're not ready, it doesn't feel right to them. It doesn't feel comfortable to them. So that's when all heck breaks loose. And I'll get a little bit more into that in the reading, I think. So I'm going to use this is one of my tuning forks, and it is 528 hertz, which is one of the healing frequencies. And then I'm going to tap it with my wand that I have. This is a Libra wand that I ordered. I love it. It's got some stones that are relevant to Libra, and then the Libra symbol on it. But I just really like it, and I've blessed it and uh, put my energy into it, so I really like that. But anyway, I'm going to tap this a couple of times just to help clear all the negative away. There is some negative in this reading, but it is strictly to make you aware, which you probably already are aware, but it's just a confirmation and what you need to do regarding that energy. So here we go. If you don't like this part, you could just turn the volume down. And as with all of the readings, if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. Take what you need, leave the rest. And if it resonates fully, it's still not, um, it's only a tool. It's an affirmation. It's stuff that you already know. So just go with that. And then if you feel like someone else needs to know the message or hear the message, then please share. And I will be, I'm learning how to upload the live to YouTube. So I'm going to get my YouTube channel going, and I'll get a little better at this as I go along. I'm not the most technologically advanced person. And, kind of hoping to pull Charlie into that role. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, that's cool. I just looked, and there's 420 people watching this video that I'm playing in the background. Okay, it just changed, but 420 anyway. Here we go. Clearing out all negative energies, breaking all negative energy bonds, releasing all contracts that no longer serve my soul's best interest, breaking any and all ties with any entities or spirits that do not have my soul's best interest in heart. Raising the vibration of the collective consciousness. Focusing on nothing but the greater good and love. Okay. Well, this message this time started, I decided to just write something down, and wasn't sure exactly what was going to come out, but I knew it was a message that we all need to hear. So I'm just going to read it. They left you on your own. They felt they had things they wanted to do, and you would only hold them back. They wanted to do things that they knew you wouldn't approve of. Someone came back into their lives that brought out their shadow self, and their shadow self couldn't thrive in your light, so they let you go. Now they are dealing with the karma their choices brought them, and they want to come back because they see you thriving as their world falls apart. They only want to come back because their life was so much better with you, but remember what they put you through and all that you've been through alone. And I wrote that message, and then I did a clearing ceremony, and then I pulled the cards, and I used all of my decks. This time I pulled a different amount of cards of each one. I just went with what I felt led to pull. I went to pull my normal 3 with the Rider Waite, and another one wanted to come out, so I took it. And then I normally pull 2 of the rest of the cards, and 3 of my ancestral deck came out, 3 of my angel cards came out, 3 of my self-love or power of love cards came out, and 2 of my Thoth cards came out. So we just went with it. And then I pulled 4 of my animal spirit cards, which I always start the reading with. Normally I pull 3, so I just went with what came out, and it had a full message that went right along with the original writing that I did. So the first card, this is the animal spirit card, was the horse card. You must break out of any limitations that are holding you back, whether they are self-imposed or put on you by other people or society. Break free and run faster towards your dreams. You did that at one time. You, I pulled 4. Oh, there it goes. I dropped one. You had a heartbreak that set you on a journey, you had this long-term relationship that um, you felt bound to, and it ended up falling apart, and it literally, your life just fell completely apart, and then you did your best to put it back together, and it put you on this journey, this soul path. And so you did some solo journeying by yourself, and then you ended up connecting with a person that you thought was on a similar path, that you thought was going to have your soul's best interest at heart, that you thought was going to help you build something really uh, good in your life. And that person ended up showing you who they truly were. And um, you couldn't understand why that happened to you, because you had had that major first heartbreak, and you had done some healing in between, and you thought that you were fully healed and that you were on this path and that you had met the person that was supposed to be on that path with you, and then they ended up not being who you thought they were. And so there for a time, you thought, maybe I'm just not supposed to do any of this. Maybe I'm supposed to just give up. Maybe I'm supposed to just live a normal life. Maybe I'm supposed to just, you know, not be in a relationship. Maybe I'm just supposed to be alone. And you went into hermit mode to protect yourself. And you started just really focusing on you. And you had never really done that part before. When you were doing your original healing from that first heartbreak, you were just getting over the heartbreak of the relationship, the loss of the relationship, and you weren't really going and doing the inner, you were doing some inner work, but you weren't really loving yourself, and you weren't really taking care of yourself like you should have. So this time around, you went into hermit mode and you started really self-protecting and really started taking care of you and your needs, and maybe even did some external self-love, like, going to spa, or uh, just doing an exercise routine, changing your diet, just doing different things to make you feel better about yourself. And so you didn't really focus on your path or your future much. You just focused on you and the present moment. And that's good. That's what you should do the majority of the time. But you don't need to lose complete sight of that original dream that you had, that original goal that you had. Um, it was okay to put it on the back burner, but it's time now to bring that back to the forefront. Um, it's time to focus on that again. And you got to find the balance, keep that balance of everything that you've learned, and keep your self-care routine and do all that so that you don't end up going backwards physically and mentally again. But it's time to get your eye back on the prize, what you really wanted all along. And thoughts become things. If you start focusing on that again, then things are going to start lining up for you to go on the journey to get to that point, whatever that is for you. And all of us have different goals and dreams and things that we want out of life. So, as this is a collective message, it's whatever that is for you, the person listening to this. So, that was the first card. And the next card is the Snake card. You will be shedding old skin and emotions and transforming them into something bigger and better. Change is in the wind, and you are at the center of it all as the catalyst. To smoothen the process, make sure that your intentions are clear and that you move forward with hope. It's time to get that hope back again. It's time to get that wonder. Wonder. I'm from Georgia, so everything I say sounds weird, but wonder, WONDER, and maybe even WANDR. uh, Lust back. It's time to get that fire going in your soul again, to live again. You've done the healing, you've done the work on yourself, you've been in hermit mode long enough. It's time to come out of your shell. It's time to shed that old skin. It's time to show the world who you've become, and it's time to lead others. That is what this whole thing has been about. You've went through all of these things so that you can be a guide for others, because we are in that time where people are looking to come out of the mess that they're in. They don't want to live in the matrix anymore. They don't want to be involved in the things that they've been involved in that have been bringing about their own destruction. And they need help coming out of that, because where you're at now on your path, someone else is just now starting out where you were years ago, and they have no idea how to work their way through it like you have. So you're going to guide a lot of people, and you're going to give hope to people, and you're going to teach people the way to heal without having to go through all the things that you had to go through, all the searching and the seeking and the mistakes and the stumbling and all that. You could save so many people from going through that, and they're going to listen to you because they're going to recognize that you are an authority on it. You have been through it. You're not just setting up on your throne preaching down at someone. You're actually letting them know your life experience and teaching them through your experience. And that's what this is all about. So it's time to transform fully, step fully into your power, let go of all the hurt and the anger and the upset and all those things of the past, because they're in the past. What you've got coming in the future is going to be magical and amazing because you have done the work and because you are willing to lead. You are going to be a leader. The next card I pulled was the Panther. It's time to release your passions, live your dreams, and begin a new chapter in your life. You're encouraged to expand your awareness, eliminate fears, and welcome a whole new person. You are guided and protected. You are not the person you were when you first started this journey. You're not that naive man or woman that wore their heart on their sleeve, that people pleased, that was so insecure that they felt like they had to have external validation from everyone else. You're not that person anymore. You are fully reconciled. You are fully standing on your own in your own power. You're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of maybe other people and animals and plants, but you're doing it, and you did that on your own. And so it's time to step into that and be that person that you've become so that you can guide others. And you are protected. You've been protected this whole time. Even when you were going through those dark moments with those people that hurt you, you were still protected. You came out on the other side. You weren't destroyed like they tried to destroy you. You weren't destroyed. Your heart was hurt and your heart was even broken, but you repaired it. You didn't let it completely destroy who you are as a person. You didn't let it take away your joy. You didn't let it take away your inner light. You're still standing, and you need to stand in that power and own it so that you can teach other people how to do it. The last one of the animal spirit is the kangaroo. A 9-month cycle is at play. Your current project will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Commit fully to it. You have all the strength and stamina you need as long as you move forward and not backward. So that's where this reading is leading, is you can't hold on to what was done to you in the past. You need to acknowledge it and you need to accept it so that you can learn from it and grow from it. But you can't let it keep you from doing what you're supposed to do, and you can't let it you haven't let it influence your life to the point that your life becomes negative. What you've done is use that heartache and that heartbreak to turn it around so that you can guide and lead other people, and you can guide and lead yourself. You're fully reconciled now. So give yourself credit for that and be ready and willing to do whatever this is that you're being called to do, and put your energy and emotion and time and effort into it. And in 9 months' time, you're going to see just how far your life has come. And it's just going to keep going up from there. And there's so many good things coming. I can't even tell you how many good things are coming now. But you got to get out of the hermit mode, and you've got to push yourself into it. You got to be willing to receive. And then now we're going to the Rider-Waite deck, and I marked in the book that I'm because I always go, so I read the story off the cards. Like this morning, I had the message that I wrote down, and then I did my meditation and went through and pulled the cards, and the cards actually come out to me, and then I lay them in order, and then I look at the pictures and read the story, and I take the book and read what the book tells me that each card means, just to verify if I'm reading the cards right, and it actually always just affirms what I already know. And the first one I pulled was the Page of Swords, but it was in reverse. I normally don't read reversals, but for some reason this morning it told me to take the reversals. So this is the person from your past. And in the upright, turn it over. In the upright, he just looks like someone who is not threatening, who's willing to defend themselves, maybe defend you. You know, it looks like a decent person. But in the reverse, the meaning is bad intentions, bad news intensified, that they will happen when you are least prepared and from a direction least expected. It's a malicious, treacherous young man or woman, someone who will hurt you or try to hurt you out of envy or spite. If you are not their enemy, they are perfectly capable of making you one, whether you're aware of it or not, or do anything to warrant it. If the card does not represent a person, then beware of spying, malicious rumor, bad news coming or received, or may also indicate sickness. What I got from this card is that person that hurt you, that came across as such a good person in the beginning, showed you over time who they really were. And this entire time, they've actually been a false face. They've actually just worn a mask. They're narcissistic. They're only worried about themselves. The only time that they do things to help people or do good for others is if it benefits them. But they try to come across as this really good person. And like I said, in the beginning, they were wearing a mask, so you didn't see who they truly were, and you thought that they were like you are, like that their heart was as good as your heart is, but really their heart is just full of, I don't want to say evil because I don't want to give it that power, but they're just bad. And it comes from their past, it comes from trauma, it comes from pain. You know what, though? We had trauma and we had pain, and all we did was use it to make us better people. All we use it is to help and to do good for people. These people, this person, they feel vindicated and justified in their actions. They think it's okay to use other people to get what they need. They think it's okay that they used you to get what they needed from you, not because they loved you, but because you brought good things to their life. You were basically taking care of them, and they wanted the good stuff, but they didn't want to give to you what you needed in return to refill that empty cup that you had given them. So they were just a bad person in your life, and you finally walked away from that. And they were okay with that in the beginning. They thought, you want to leave me? I'll show you. And they thought that they would punish you by going ghost on you, going silent on you, turning their back on you. And it didn't work out the way they thought it would. They actually went for another opportunity, and they thought that opportunity was going to bring them all the things that they wanted, the wealth, the recognition, the love, all those things. They may have even been with another person and thought that person was better than you, and that person was going to bring them all this material things. It's not about love with them. It never has been about love with them, because they don't love themselves. They cannot love you or another person, because they actually internally despise themselves. That's why they despise others. And the mask will slip every once in a while, and you'll literally see it in their face, the way they truly feel. You'll see the disgust. It disgusts them when someone truly loves them, because they think that that's weakness, and they use that against you. They use love as a weapon against you. But the thing is, all those things that they were trying to build without you, it's all falling apart. And now they're going to try to come back. But what you need to know is it's not because they love you. It's not because they even miss you. They miss what you did for them. They miss the good stuff. And so they are going to try to come back. And that was the message in this card. Um, it will happen when you're least prepared and from a direction least expected. Like, don't be surprised if they don't literally show up on your doorstep and ring your doorbell and act like, hey, I ain't seen you in a while and I missed you and I just wanted to touch base with you. They may even offer an apology, but it's not a genuine. It is only to get back in your good graces. And the only reason they want to get back in your good graces is because they've literally lost everything and everything is crumbling around them because they're finally getting their karma. And if you interfere in that, if you take them back, or even if you just become their friend again, you are getting in between them and their karma, and you're going to get caught up in it. And all these good things that are coming for you, all these things that you've worked to build, you're not going to have them because they will sabotage it, just like they sabotaged things in the past. Every opportunity you had with them in the past, they sabotaged. And they knew what they were doing when they did it. They did not want you to succeed, because if you succeed, it made them feel less. And then you don't need them anymore. And they want you to need them. They don't even care if you really truly love them or not. They want you to need them, because then if you need them, they have control over you. And that's what they want. They want the control back. It's killing them because you got away from them and because you walked away, because you said, I'm not doing this with you. Even if they broke up with you originally, you made the stand and said, I don't want you back. I'm done. And you cut them off completely. And when you cut them off, that became a challenge to them. So it's just driving them crazy. And then they got all these things going wrong in their world. They got one thing after another. It's just not going right since they broke it off with you. And they realize that because they're not dumb. They're actually pretty smart. And they've had time to sit and think about it. And they want you back. So be prepared for that. Know that they're not your person. They're a karmic, and they may even come across as a twin flame, the yin to your yang, because they knew what they were doing to do that. They watched you, they observed you, they learned about you, and then they mirrored you. But it's not who they are. They are not genuinely a good person. They're not genuinely full of love and light like you are. They're actually very dark and yucky on the inside. Their internal space is void. So they feel better when they're around you, and their life is better with you than without you, but that's what it's about for them. It's not because they love you. And then the next card is the Seven of Cups. You've been dreaming about things. You've been thinking about all the things that happened in the past and what you would change if you could. And you've got this idea of what you want to do with your future, but right now it's just in the dream state. It's not concrete yet. And you're right at the precipice of starting that journey to make it happen. And this person is still energetically tied to you, so they know that. And they don't want you to move on without them. They don't want you to have this without them. That's them. They're this shadow standing here. And they're seeing all these blessings that you have in the works, all these good things that are coming to you. And they're standing here and they're wondering how they're going to stop it, how they're going to stop you from getting those things. So you may even be having dreams about them and wake up in the middle of the night and they're the first thing that hits your mind, and you're like, what is this? I don't want them anymore. I've done all this work and I'm over them now. Why are they coming to me in the middle of the night? It's because they're literally energetically, they're thinking about you too. They're awake and they're thinking about all these things, and they've got a lot more going on than you do. They've got all these crazy things happening in their world, and they're losing all these things, and they're literally obsessing over you right now. So be aware of that and know that it's not your energy. It's not what you feel. It's them. You keep focusing on all the good things and what you want and how you're going to make that happen. You keep focusing on that, and don't worry about this person over here. Even if they show up, you are in full control. You have full power now, and you're going to say no. And you've got to say no. There is no other option. Because if you say yes, you're going to repeat a cycle with them, and you've been through that cycle, and you don't want to go down that road again. Trust me. Um, it's not worth it. And then the next card is the Three of Swords reversed. And this is what they want to cause you, because you are headed towards that dream. Confusion, mental disorder, errors made, distractions. It may be very difficult to clearly see what to do. If so, your losses will be much greater. This is the breakup of a partnership. Keep your head clear, or you could lose more than you should. If you get pulled back into any of their reality, it's going to be chaos and hell. Even if they say, I just want to be friends, they don't want to just be friends. They want to take from you. And that's their whole goal, is they want to take from you. And they feel like you took from them. They feel like the victim, because they have the victim mentality. It suits them to feel that way. It's not because you actually did anything wrong. It's not because you actually took from them. You gave everything to them. And what little you got in return, you earned that. So don't let them manipulate you like that, because this is what they want to do. They want to turn your heart upside down and put the swords in it. They want to destroy you. They want to hurt you. They want you so weak that you can't defend yourself and that you can't ever lead them. And they want everything on their terms. And then when they get you in that state, they'll go out and do what they want to do, and you'll be too weak to fight them on it. And that's what they want. They want you in a third party situation. And it doesn't even have to be another lover, but they've had that too. They've had many other lovers. They were actually talking to other people while they were with you. They may not have had the opportunity to get out and sneak around on you, but they had people online. They were doing this the whole time, and they thought that you were weak. They thought that you were naive, and they thought that they could pull the wool over your eyes and do what they wanted to do, because they've done it in previous relationships. And the only thing that separates you from those previous relationships is that you didn't tolerate it and you walked away. So they take that as a challenge. It's driving them literally crazy, and it's making them obsess about you. But it's not healthy. It's actually very unhealthy. So now that you know that, which you already knew it in your heart of hearts, this is just an affirmation. The next card is the Two of Swords. Sorry, I had it marked. There we go. You're already starting to, you may have already found that loyal person, the one that's by your side right now. And this could be a friend, a lover, just a person in your reality. But because you're not falling for this person's shenanigans, and you see them for what they are, and you've done the inner work, then you're going to have more positive people come into your life. And you've already got one person that understands your past. You've been able to open up to them about this other person and some of the things that they did to you. You're still not fully able to talk about all of it, but you've told this person enough that they understand, and they may have been through something similar themselves. And that person is your buffer. That person is your safe space. And you need to build on that and allow that and grow with that, because it will also, the more you vibrate, the higher you vibrate, and the more loving you get, you're going to draw even more people like that into your reality. So build on that. This card means friendship, union, alliance, courage, harmony, even intimacy. Impartiality rather than open antagonism from a potential opponent, or a possible stalemate for the opponent, which leaves you able to move. Or opposition, which will not last, is not significant enough to impede you. So focus on those good relationships in your life, and maybe even let that person in your life know that this other person may be coming, and that you might need a little extra support, and that person's going to be there for you because they fully understand what's going on. And you may even need that person to be there with you when this person shows up. But just know that you do have someone in your corner, and you do have someone that you can talk to and rely on. You just have to trust. And I know how hard that is because of what this other person did to you, but you're past that now. And you just got to keep the door shut. I mean, you can't even give this person an inch. You can't, if you give this person an inch, if you open the door and let them in, they're back in your life, and they'll do whatever it takes. I'm telling you, they won't leave you alone. But if you, from the very beginning when they show up, say, I'm sorry, but the past is the past, and we have no future, and I'm just not interested in talking to you, and literally shut the door in their face. Don't open the email. If you do open the email, don't respond. Whichever direction they come at you. If it's a text or a phone call, don't answer the phone. If it's a number you don't recognize, don't answer it. If it's a text and you accidentally open it because you don't recognize the sender, do not respond. You can leave them on red, and they'll get the message loud and clear. But if you respond in any way, they're going to take that as a sign, and they're going to escalate. So just leave them where they belong, in the past. And then the next card, I went to the Ancestor deck. It's a little dark. Just kind of looking at the card itself. And it's the Six of Staves, which is actually the Wands in the Rider-Waite deck. And it was upright, so I'm going to read that to you. Good news is on the way. A hope will be fulfilled and desires gratified, gifts received. You've made or about to make a significant conquest. You will win on some issue. You've carried your affairs to a successful point and are about to receive your rewards and recognitions for your efforts. So you've battled through all of this. You didn't lose who you were. You've built a life for yourself after the chaos and the heartache, and good things are coming now. You've got to open yourself up to that and know that you deserve it. You are so used to being beat down and have opposition in your world that it's hard for you to understand that that's over now. You may even feel a little bored and a little dissatisfied because it's so calm in your world, you know. Not saying that it's perfect, because it's life. We have things happen every day, you know. But there's a sense of tranquility that you've never had before, and a sense of peace that you've never had before, and things are coming easier to you now. And so you've got to get comfortable with that, and you've got to get to where you expect good things to happen in your world. You don't expect bad, because you've been programmed your whole life to expect the shoe to drop, to expect the things are going too good. When's the bad thing going to happen to mess it all up? Those days are over. So focus on the blessings. Manifest rewards, not punishments. I just posted that the other day. Manifest the rewards. You've been through the punishments. You've been through the lessons. You've learned. You've balanced your karma. It's time for the wheel to turn in your favor. So you've got to allow that. And while you're going through that, this is that other person. You see how distressed and awful she looks, and all the swords hanging above her head, and it's awful what this person's going through, but you've got to understand and know that they did it to themselves. Karma is a thing, and when you do bad things come back to you. And when you do good things come to you. And sometimes you get caught up in other people's karma because you're associating with the wrong people. They're doing bad things behind your back. They're doing all these underhanded, awful things, and you're doing all these good things thinking that you're doing the right thing with these people, and they're actually sabotaging you and doing all these horrible things behind your back. So you get caught up in their karma if you don't get away from it. So that's why I'm saying leave this person where they belong, in the past. Do not take them back, because I'm going to tell you, this is bad, but it's been coming through to me the last probably the last 2 weeks now that these people, these really bad people, they're going to be taken out. And some of it, they're just going to be taken out of your life. It may be prison, it may be, extreme sickness or whatever, but some of these people are literally going to be taken out. They're not going to be here anymore. So you just don't want to get caught up in what they're going to go through. You don't. And you don't want to put yourself through that. You don't want to put yourself through loving that person through something that they're going to go through with their karma, because it's just going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your soul worse. Even if they fake that they've changed and then they go through this process that they're getting ready to go through and they pass away, you're going to be left to hurt with that. You're going to be left with all the heartache, and you've already dealt with the heartache with this person. You've already dealt with the loss with this person. Why would you put yourself through that again? Don't do it, because they're going to pay one way or the other. Even if they come across that they've changed, they haven't. They're still manipulating you, just saying that they've changed at all, and that's going to create more karma for them. So this card, upright, means death, despair, utter failure, delays and deceptions, an implacable enemy, evil fate. That's them. That's their karma. That's not you. That's them. So don't bring that back into your reality. Just don't do it. The next card is the Empress. This is you. This is who you are. This is who you've become. This is who you're going to be to the world. You got to own that. And an Empress doesn't mess around with a page. An Empress doesn't even mess around with a knight. And an Empress most of the time won't even give a second glance to a king. She only looks at her emperor. Someone on your level. And I'm not talking about genders here. There are no genders. It's whoever needs the message. You only resonate with people that resonate with you. And you know that this person never resonated with you. You could never fully speak your truth to them. They were always trying to turn your words around on you. They were always trying to make you feel differently than what you felt. They were always trying to make you doubt who you were, doubt your calling, doubt your path. They always just doubt. That's not your person. And that's not you. You know who you are. You know what you were sent here to do. You've gotten sidetracked. You've gotten caught up in a lot of Matrix 3D bullcrap, but you're still that spiritual being. You're still powerful. You've just got to step into it and own it. You're the ruler of your house. Mother, you understand things have to work in this world in order for people who you treat as your children to be safe, happy, and content. You're the leader. If you're in a household and you've got other people that you take care of, you're the leader. You're who they look to. When I was on the farm and I had all those people around me, when the fires hit, every single person turned to me to ask what we should do. Even the person who was supposed to be in charge, that other person in my life, came to me and said, what do we do? Because they all knew that I was spiritually guided. And I was given the answer of what we should do. And if I hadn't listened to that answer, the place where the other person had thought to go literally burned the next day. Burned to the ground. So we were protected. And they all listened to me. Thank God they all listened to me. But you're the leader. You have the instinct. You have the intuition. Always go with that. This card in the upright is fruitfulness of action, beauty, personal development and progress, domestic harmony, marriage and maternity, long life, understanding derived from personal experience, both emotional and physical comforts. She provides not only the necessities of life, but also the luxuries. You've been through all of this stuff, and you know how to deal with all of these things. Don't ever doubt that. Don't doubt your power. Don't doubt who you are to people. You are the leader, and you have to make the choices, even the hard choices. You have to guide and direct and lead. So step into that power and own it. It's yours. It has been all along. You just didn't realize it. You got sidetracked by all these problems and people and things. The next cards, we're going from the angel cards. This is the Five of Gabriel. A challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. You're still going through some things within yourself. You're still learning to accept people for who they really are instead of who you want them to be. You're still learning not to take things at face value, to look deeper and to accept what you find. So you still got some turmoil in your life. You still got things that you're having to work through because you haven't fully accepted who you are, and you haven't fully accepted that you can read people like that. And so you still let problems creep in here and there, but you're getting to where you do that less and less. You're getting to where you step away when you encounter conflict or negative energies. You've learned to protect yourself and not to interact with it. So now that you've seen these people for who they are, you've got to fully withdraw yourself completely. Even if it's people that have been in your life your entire life, you have to be the one to walk away from it and say, I'm not participating in this anymore. Go heal yourself. And once you heal yourself, then we'll talk again, and maybe we could be friends again, or whatever role they have in your life. But if they're not willing to work on themselves and fix themselves, there's nothing you can do for them. And so all the drama and chaos that they bring into your life it's not going to stop until you stop it. And you are getting better, but you've got to fully step into that and let these people go that just don't serve your greater good. Quit holding on to them. Quit thinking that things are going to get better with them, because they're just not. You know that deep down, though. I don't have to tell you that. You have what it takes to solve this puzzle. You may not have all the pieces just yet, but working with others and finding compromise is a way to come to a peaceful resolution. Some of the interpersonal conflicts and challenges that you're experiencing may be reflections of struggles you're having within yourself. Anything in your reality is just another reflection of self. So you need to, if you're still having some turmoil with people, if you're still having things creep up in your reality, then you need to look within. You need to see what aspect of yourself still needs healing. And once you do that, either those people go away from your reality, or they start raising up to your vibration too, and things start changing for you. So always look within first before you. Somebody's trying to call. Don't just automatically assume that it's just a person having their moment or whatever. Look at yourself and see how, if there's something that you're not dealing with, or if there's something that you've pushed down that maybe is manifesting in your reality through another person. I hope that makes sense. And then the next card I pulled, the Seven of Ariel, and it says, you have invested wisely, have patience and wait for the harvest, review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. And that's where I feel like we're at right now. You've been doing all this work, and you're almost ready to start your journey, your next journey, your next goal, your next big thing. You've got an angel behind you protecting you. They've been protecting you this entire time. We all have a guardian angel. We have guides and we have ancestors that support us and love us and protect us. And you can feel them from time to time if you open yourself up to that. They've been protecting you and cheering for you this whole time. They've seen you break through things that they got stuck up in and caught up in. And you're breaking generational curses. You're literally breaking generational curses off of your family. And they're so happy that you're doing that. Your seeds are well planted. However, some plans do take time to develop. Now is not the moment to stop, as success is very probable. You may not see it clearly, but slow and steady progress is being made. Have patience. It's almost time. This is a good opportunity to pause and review how far you've come. Are things not moving along as you planned? If not, what changes might you make in the future? If you're at the end of a project, don't linger too long finishing it up. The next success awaits your attention. I feel like some of us, a lot of us, are going to be moving. We're going to be going on an entirely different path. We're being called and pulled to a different location. And some of us don't even know which location that is yet. We just know, we can feel it, that things are going to change. And that change is scary. Like, we've lived a certain place for a while. We've gotten settled. We've gotten comfortable. But we're not supposed to be comfortable. We're supposed to be planting seeds. We're supposed to be meeting other people. We're supposed to be growing and expanding and changing the energy of this earth. And you can't do that if you're in hermit mode. You can't do that if you're isolated into one place. You can't do that if you're sitting in front of a TV in your living room all the time. You can't do that if you don't get out and interact with other people. You can't live if you're trapped in the matrix. So some of us that have been stuck in one place for a very long time and gotten comfortable in that place to a degree, we're not happy there, and we know we're not happy there. It's just comfortable, and that's a false sense of security. When you're comfortable but you're not happy, it's not the true place you're supposed to be. And the place that you're being called to may be very scary for you. You may have never lived the way that you're being called to live, but it's for a purpose. And if you'll go with that, if you'll step out on faith and do it, it's going to be the best decision you've ever made in your life. And it may not work out perfectly the way you hope that it will, but it's actually going to work out better. And you're going to end up with everything that you ever dreamed of. But you've got to step out on faith and get out of that box that you're in, get out of that. I'm sorry, it's a comfortable prison and it's keeping you trapped. You've got to let it go. You've got to clear out a lot of things, so go ahead and start doing that. Go ahead and start going through things and get rid of things that you don't need, that you've had for years, that you never use. That is just stuff that is literally holding you in this place. So start getting rid of it. Start organizing things and think of, you'll see the things that are really truly important to you that have value and the things that don't. Anything that doesn't, get rid of it. Donate it, give it to somebody else, but get it out of your space and start preparing for this journey that you're getting ready to go on, because you can make it happen. Even though it seems impossible right now, once you start this, once you start giving it your energy and start giving it your focus and start clearing out all this clutter and start making the preparations, Spirit is going to move with you and you're going to have a way just pop open and everything will start falling into place. And it may not be a straight shot to where you're going either. You may go on this journey and you may meet all these other people along the way, but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to plant seeds as you go, and they're going to plant seeds in you, and you're going to grow from this, and your spirit is just going to open up. But if you stay trapped in that place that you're in now, if you keep isolating yourself into that place, you're not going to grow, and this opportunity is going to pass you by, and you're going to, at the end of your days, wonder, what did I let go? What did I not accomplish? And it's all going to be for naught. And then you're going to have to repeat all this again in a different form, in a different cycle, in a different path. So don't do that. Do it this lifetime. You can do it. Like, it's amazing what you're going to be able to do. You just got to step out on faith and do it. And then the next card is the Knight of Ariel. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. You already know who that person is too. You've got someone in your corner. You've got someone that has been through similar things than you, that is on your level, spiritually, mentally, all those things, that will totally accept you for who you are. It might be a couple of people, but they're in this place that you're supposed to be going to. And once you connect with them, you're going to start connecting with other people with like mind and similar hearts, and your whole reality, your whole world is going to change. But like I said, you've got to get ready. You've got to do it. So stop letting doubt and fear stop you. Stop letting being comfortable stop you. Do the hard thing. Do the scary thing, because that's where the biggest rewards are. The next one is satisfaction. That's where the satisfaction is. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. You're going to find this amazing place, and it's going to give you the love and acceptance that you've never had, but it's because you love and accept yourself. You fully accept you for who you are. And once you do that, everything in your world's going to change. So let go of those last doubts and fears that you have. Quit worrying what other people think about you. You know who you are. You know what you've been through. You know what you do every day, and your thoughts and your feelings, and you know if your heart's good or not. So don't worry what anybody else thinks. What other people think of you is none of your business. You should never look outside yourself for acceptance or validation because it sends the message that you don't trust your own soul's worth. When you are in a space of self-acceptance, you can confirm to the universe that you are everything you are meant to be, foibles and all. In this awareness, you are able to live freely and joyfully because you are not seeking validation through someone else or something else, sorry. You can live your life and make choices out of love instead of fear. To enter this space, you must have the realization that your soul's makeup is divinely perfect. The limitations you've placed on yourself and your self-criticisms are usually based on giving away your power to another or seeking outside approval. The ego is judgmental and critical and filled with insecurities, while the soul is perfectly at ease and has come back here to enjoy a journey of self-discovery. One of the biggest traps in learning to be satisfied is comparing yourself to others. Remember that you have come back to an earth school made up of a myriad of souls and experiences. You aren't meant to be like anyone else. Love yourself for being the compassionate, unique person that you are. And then the next one goes right with it. Self-love. As the old saying goes, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. It's true. The most important goal you can achieve in this physical dimension is that of loving yourself unconditionally. And it's a tough one. You are the very person who knows your dark secrets, faults, and shortcomings the best. It's easy to see the good in other people because you don't know anyone but yourself inside and out. Do you really think that you are the only person who is not worthy of your love? Your soul is perfect. Your human shell is imperfect. And so is everyone else's. The quality of love you give out is only as good as the quality of love you have for yourself. So stop shortchanging the world by not loving yourself with the same intensity that you do others. You've made mistakes, but you've learned from them. That's what progress and spiritual evolution are all about. Love your weaknesses as much as your strengths, because they are your teachers. Then you got to learn to trust yourself. You have a strong connection to your soul's voice, and you have faith in your intuition. If you don't, that's what you need to do. That still small voice that you hear, that's your guide. And when it tells you what to do, you listen. When you go against your intuition and your gut, you get the worst feeling. And if you keep doing it, you end up getting sick or something bad happens. So learn to trust. When you listen to your soul's voice, you will never go down a path not meant for you, but you must learn to trust that voice. By honoring the sacred knowledge within you and acting on it, you can manifest great miracles in your life. Your intuition yearns to be heard, and every day you're giving opportunities to test your trust in it. As you go through your human journey, pay attention to each instance this voice arises. Notice the significance and don't necessarily dismiss it as a coincidence. Begin to perceive yourself as part of the flow of life with an ever-expanding part in it. As conflicts and challenges come up, recognize these obstacles as opportunities. The more you accept your inner voice as trustworthy, the easier life becomes. Unfortunately, there are many things in this dimension that you cannot trust, some people, and sometimes even your own eyes. But no matter what, you can always trust when your intuition speaks. And then the last two cards are from the Thoth deck. The Ten of Wands is oppression. That's that person trying to come back in again. They want to oppress you. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to be happy without them. They want you sad and alone and destitute if you're not with them. If you are with them, they want to control you, and they want to do whatever they want to do while you step back and watch, basically. And that's not what you want. For you, the focus is on major change or move from one thing or place to another, planning, executing, plotting through, and meeting practical difficulties in order to bring a new way into being. Also, new projects and taking steps towards progress. That goes along with that move that I'm feeling like everybody in the collective is going to be making one way or the other in a different way. But you want to tie up loose ends or complete projects that need to be done in order to move on to something else. It's time to move on. You've done everything you could do in the place that you're at now. You've experienced everything you can experience, and you're constantly dealing with things that make you unhappy there. So why are you still doing it? Why are you staying trapped in a place that brings you no joy, that only brings you problems and conflicts? Why are you staying there? You know, there may be moments of joy. There may be, you've got a comfortable space, you've got things around you, but the place itself is destitute of things that are going to feed your spirit. So you know where you're supposed to go. You felt it. You felt it when it first came up, the opportunity. And you may have argued with yourself, you may have pushed it down, but the time's coming. 2025 is going to be a whole new year of change. You just got to allow it. If you don't, there's going to be someone that makes things even worse for you. You're just going to keep having more tests and more lessons until you get to the point you can't take it anymore. And you're going to end up wanting to leave anyway to escape the burdens, responsibilities, and problems. You can avoid all of that if you'll just do it. But you got to be willing. If you don't, you're just going to keep fighting yourself, and you're just going to get more tired, more run down, and you're just going to have all these responsibilities on your back, and it's not even for something that you enjoy. If it doesn't bring you yum, if it's not delicious, why are you dealing with it? Anyway, the very last card, the Ten of Cups. The first thing I read is, the focus is on impromptu departures from home, fleeing from boring or jury responsibilities, rest and relaxation from work or worry, and unusual or unconventional relationships. So yeah, these people that are waiting on you to come join them, they have very unconventional ways of living, and to the outside world, people were like, what in the world are you doing? Why are you going to join that? But you know that these people actually know the secret to life, and that you can learn a lot from them, and you'll have things to teach them as well. The next one says, you will be contemplating a departure from home or your work, and will think that anything would be better than what you're doing or where you are now. A very pleasant or relaxing trip is on the horizon. Something is going to enter the picture that will make your work a lot easier, like a new idea or a program, or if you've been hoping to get out of a contract or binding agreement, someone or something will provide the means for you to do just that. That's what I'm telling you. If you'll step out on faith, if you'll decide that you're going to do this, that you're going to go to your new life, then a way will be made. It won't be completely easy. It won't be a walk in the park, but things will start coming together for you. But you have to decide you're ready. If you're in a relationship, it'll be renewed love. If you're not in a relationship, it'll be a new romance, but it will evoke great feelings of love and devotion. So this trip, this journey to the new life is actually going to be good for your other half too. If you haven't got that other half yet, it's going to invoke and bring about your other half, and that person's going to be on your level. If you're in a relationship, it's going to bring you guys closer together because you're going to be working towards a common goal, and it's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. If you're in a relationship, that person's already been through some stuff with you, and that person is already willing to go the distance with you. And if you stay there, that person will stay there with you, but that person's also going to be unhappy. So it's not just you have to think about, it's the other person and what's best for both of you guys. And there's a whole new world out there, and a whole lot of fun and adventure and excitement. Where you're at now is the same. It's mundane, it's humdrum, and it's actually aging you faster. It's actually making you not happy, so you're not the vibrant, happy person that you're supposed to be, because your environment is not vibrant and happy. even though you try to make it that way, it's still not where you need to be, and you feel that, and so you're not in balance, and therefore your relationship's not fully in balance. So if you'll just take that leap of faith, it's you just yeah, it's going to be a whole new chapter in your relationship as well. You'll get to meet and talk with many people who will encourage you and help you build more confidence in yourself and the work that you're doing. You will enjoy socializing with your friends and family, freeing yourself from the cares of the world and a sudden departure from home to a new environment. So it's just crazy to me how the cards end up validating what I already knew in the story, what I already feel coming for myself. This reading is as much for me as it is for you guys. I'm in a place right now where I've gotten comfortable, but I'm not happy. Like, my environment, it's not horrible, but like the person that, one of the main people in my environment where I live in my home life is not happy in their life and doesn't know how to control their energies when they're not happy. And so me as an empath, I feel all that, and I'm constantly feeling like I'm walking on eggshells, worrying that I'm going to upset this person. It's more about my son upsetting this person than me. But even when this person's upset with my son, then I get kind of I don't want to say the brunt of it, because they're not like horrible to me or anything, but I have to hear about it and I have to feel that emotion from it, and it's hard. But I've got my room the way I want it. It's all nice and decorated to my taste, which you guys know I have very eclectic taste, and I have things that I've gotten from like thrift stores and stuff, and I'm like, God, if I move, I'm going to have to get rid of this and that because I won't be able to take all this across the country. And then the place that I'm being called back to is a place that I've already left. I'm like, I don't want to go back to a previous timeline, but the person that I'm going to be involved with is someone that is on my level, and like she's already vegan, vegetarian. She's running an animal sanctuary. It would also let me be able to see my mom again and help Charlie get settled close to my mom if this stuff happens. But it's just a lot to deal with. Like I've gotten comfortable here, but I'm also not happy because the rain's starting again. It's cold here. It's not good for my health. My body starts going backwards in the rain and cold. Like I get stiff and sore and I don't want to move and do things like I should. So I'm wrestling with all this right now too. But what I'm going to start doing is going through and getting rid of things that I know I don't need and organizing the things that I do need and I want to take and go from there. And like right now, my car's not even running. I'm like, how in the heck am I supposed to go anywhere? But I know that once I make that decision, that a way will be made. So I had a guy come look at my car and let me know that he doesn't think it jumped time. He thinks that it actually is the fuel system. So my battery was totally dead because the guy that towed it turned my lights on. I usually leave them on automatic, but he had turned them on. And so the battery was totally dead, so the guy couldn't test the things with the fuel that he knows to test. So right now we're charging the battery up, and then he told me what to do, and we're going to check that next. And then he's going to come back and do more diagnostics until he figures it out. But he doesn't think it jumped time, so that's the good news. And I'll be able to fix that car for Charlie. And then I was in a wreck last August, and they just made the first offer, which was stupid, and they turned that down, of course. And so I don't know how much time it's going to take for them to negotiate it back up, but they think that they're going to get me a decent settlement, at least decent enough to get me another vehicle. So I'm going to get a van, camper van, when I get that money that I can actually live in if I need to. And then I'm going to let Charlie take the MDX. It's already set up to camp. I don't know if he can fit in the back of it or not, the way I've got it set up. So we may take the seats out of the back and then build him a bed frame back there. That way he can sleep in it if he needs to. But then we won't have to worry. And I still don't know for a fact if I'm going to go this route that's being opened up to me, because I have my reservations about going back, like I said, to the places I've already left. But I'm feeling more and more that I'm going to be guided to go that way. So right now I'm just trying to ride the waves out and not cause too many waves in my current situation. And I want to leave it on good terms if I do leave. So I've got to make sure that the person that we're renting from is fully taken care of when we leave. So, and that's another thing, you got to worry about your karma all the way around. You don't want to run from things, and you don't want to leave things on bad terms. So that's where I'm at right now. Just trying to weigh all that out and make it happen. I'm feeling more and more that it's got to happen because, like I said, the rain's coming, and when the rain starts here, it doesn't stop, and my body does not like the rain. So I've got to do what's best for me. And up until this point, I've been worrying about everybody else. I've been worrying about what's best for Charlie. I've been worrying about what's best for the lady that I'm renting from, and not really worrying about what's best for me. So I'm changing all of that. Um, None of them are my responsibility. Charlie's more my responsibility because he's my son, but he's grown, you know. But he wants to go be closer to his meemaw. That's my mom, and she has heart failure and kidney failure, and she's 70 years old. So I think it would be a good thing. And the place that I've been invited to is like 2.5 hours from her. So I would be helping an animal sanctuary, meeting someone like-minded, and helping my mom, or visiting, getting to see my mom again. And maybe I need that for the winter. I don't know. And it is a warm place in the winter, so I don't have to worry about the yucky stuff, So I'm weighing all that out right now. I didn't expect that opportunity to come up like it did, but it would be helping the person that invited me tremendously. And it might be, maybe I'm supposed to meet someone else along the way, or maybe someone's there waiting on me, or maybe I'll meet somebody right before I leave here. I don't really know yet. That's from there. I don't know. I just know that things have a way of working out. When I decide that I'm going to do something, it always ends up happening. So whoever is watching this message that needed this, you're being called. You felt it for a long time, and you just got to do it. You just got to go with it. And I know it's scary, but I can tell you that I can feel the energy, and it's going to be a very good move for you. Just do it, make it happen. And you may have to do without some things for a little while, but it'll all come back to you. You may have to give some things up. It'll all come back to you. And then some. You'll be rewarded. So that's the message for today. I know it was a long one. Thank you for hanging in with me, those that did. And if you came in at the tail end, rewind and watch. It was pretty strong message that came through. And I know it was for more than just me, so I'm sharing it. I will be making a YouTube. I've actually got a YouTube channel. I've just never done anything with it. I will be uploading the readings to YouTube and eventually just starting to record them on YouTube Live, and then sending them to Facebook because it's just easier to do it that way. But right now I'm doing Facebook Live because I'm going to probably let Charlie help me with the technical side of things and get that going. But I'm gonna do more than just the tarot on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be, when I start traveling again and going on these adventures wherever they lead, I'm gonna be doing interviews with people I meet along the way and giving tips and stuff on being off grid. And I call it boondocking, where you're camping in your car or RV, and just different things. So thanks to all that are supporting me and helping me grow. I've learned a lot from you guys too, and I love you, and I wish you nothing but the best. We as a collective have got to start loving each other more and supporting each other more and tuning out the negativity, and focusing on the good things in life again. And if you're in a space that you're having a hard time doing that, it's time to change it. Get out in nature. Get back to Mother Earth. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great day, and namaste.